Well, there it is, a real Rocky story right in front of your eyes, live from Sydney's Hordern Pavilion tonight. As the boy from Marrickville, Jeff Fenech, does it, his dream comes true and he becomes the bantamweight boxing champion of the world. And with the formalities, the formal announcement, your ring announcer, Ray Connolly.
Ladies and gentlemen, in 2 minutes, 43 seconds of the 9th round, the winner, and now International Boxing Federation Bantamweight Champion of the world, Jeff Fenech.
And there he is, the world bantamweight champion, Jeff Fenech, making it 6 Australian champions who've won world titles. The boy from Marrickville having won one here tonight at Sydney's Hordern Pavilion. The referee, Bruce McTavish, has called for the doctor for the gallant Japanese former champion Shingaki. There's a bit of a concern that he may have broken his jaw again. He sustained tremendous punishment from Jeff Fenech. There he is. What a brave champion that man is. Still on his feet at the end of the fight. But McTavish, the referee from New Zealand, wisely stopped it as Fenech pounded him with some of the biggest right hands you'd ever see a bantamweight throw anywhere in the world. There he is, the new world champ, Jeff Fenech. And the man to put the belt on him, the first Australian to ever win a world championship, Jimmy Carruthers, a bantamweight champion too. And by gee, what a moment in Australian boxing as Jeff Fenech finds his dream come true here at Sydney's Hordern Pavilion tonight.
Appropriately, in company with James Stevenson, this country's first bantamweight champion of the world, decorated Jeff Fenech, Jimmy Carruthers. The first bantamweight champion from Australia, Jimmy Carruthers. The current International Boxing Federation bantamweight king, Jeff Fenech.
Jeff Fenech there, receiving the plaudits of this crowd who packed the Hordern Pavilion tonight to cheer him on. And here he is, the new world bantamweight champ, Jeff Fenech, with Alan Thomas in centre ring.
The applause still coming for Jeff Fenech. And also for Satoshi Shingaki. Jeff, a very, very brave competitor, Mr. Shingaki.
Yeah, I've got to agree with you. That's the hardest fight I've ever had, amateurs or professional. And I don't know who says that the IBF's not a worthy title, but Shingaki was sure was a worthy champion, and I'm just so honoured to take this belt back to Marrickville tonight and celebrate with everybody that wants to come down there, because you're all invited. God love everybody.
And it'll be a hot old time in the Marrickville Hotel tonight, the hotel that really set Jeff Fenech on the road to a world title. It's sponsored him, it's looked after him, and he'll be back there tonight with all his mates celebrating.
British runner Eleanor Adams today became the first woman to complete the Sydney to Melbourne ultra-marathon. But as Mark Gillies reports, it was a tired and sore runner who walked across the finishing line.
The 37-year-old mother of 3 is considered one of the world's top female distance runners. But despite her big reputation, the pain and tiredness caused by more than a week of running finally caught up with her just outside Melbourne. In the early morning darkness, blistered feet and shin splints slowed her to a walk. Despite the cold and drizzle, the enthusiasm of her support team and husband kept her going, although there was a dramatic difference between the greeting the Nottingham housewife received as she made her way through the City Mall and that given to race winner Yanis Kouros 2 days ago. The last 30 kilometres took about 5 hours, and it was just before 11 o'clock this morning that the first female to finish the 960-kilometre course made it across the line at Doncaster. With a $5,000 cheque awaiting her inside the shopping centre, Mrs Adams was swamped by the media as she ripped the finishing tape apart.
Good on her too. And with sport after this break, including a look at practice for tomorrow's round of the Touring Car Championships from the Adelaide International Raceway and the Head of the River final from West Lakes.
The special edition Ford Image series, the Image Laser, Image Meteor and Image Telstar, the very image of today, with new style woven seat fabrics, special wheels, new color schemes and more, from $600 worth of extra features at no extra cost. So much value, so much style. The Image Telstar, Meteor and Laser.
Series leader Jim Richards has taken pole position for the 5th round of the Australian Touring Car Championship, which is to be run at the Adelaide International Raceway tomorrow. He beat Peter Brock by less than a second in today's practice. Richards' BMW lapped in a best time of 59.71 seconds and was the only car to break the 1-minute mark.
Adelaide International Raceway is a flat-out speed and horsepower circuit, and Jim Richards has already proved with 2 wins in the series so far that he can make the pace and stay the distance. V8 power poses the biggest threat to Richards in the shape of Peter Brock's Mobile Commodore, already a winner at Sandown, although yet to display its full Group A potential. Maybe now is the time. Ever consistent Dick Johnson continues to squeeze a little extra development out of his Mustang with every meeting. He's again running with the leaders and carrying Channel 7's race cam. Straight line power is a big plus for New Zealander Robbie Francevic in his turbocharged Volvo. He was the winner in Tasmania and is looking for a repeat on the long stretches of Adelaide. There's a whole bunch of Kiwis to back up Francevic and Richards, including Jim's teammate Neville Crichton. Yet another BMW campaigner, Kent Bagent, making his first appearance this side of the Tasman. And Tim Slako, now domiciled in Perth, who's made the long trek over the Nullarbor with his Rover. Peter Williamson returns to the touring car fray in his potent Toyota Supra. And keeping everybody on their toes, the Alpha twins, Bond and Jones, with Alan Jones turning on the thrills even in qualifying. That's just a sample. It certainly should prove quite a race. Gary Wilkinson for 7 National News.
Be great to be out there tomorrow, I can assure you. The high school's rowing and social event of the year, the Head of the River, was its colourful best down at West Lakes this afternoon. St Peter's College won its 6th title since 1974 with a powerful all-the-way win. As usual, the Head of the River's anybody's day. Be there or be square. But the serious business of rowing saw St Peter's College the favourites this year, their arch-rivals Prince Alfred College anxious to defend the title they won last year. And then there's always the threat of a big performance from either Pembroke or Pulteney. And since the Unley High School girls won both the A and the B fours, perhaps that was an omen for Unley High in this main race. Saints must have benefited, though, from the past week's training on the rough waters of the Port River. It was a bit windy and heavy going on the course here today, but they got the lead early and they never let up. Halfway through the 1,500 metres, they led Pembroke by a length and looked to be doing it easily. That's how they went to the line in 4 minutes 36.1 seconds, Pembroke second, PAC third. And how easy it is to carry the shell when you're on a winner. But the Saints stroke, Alistair Miller, knew they could do it.
Well, we were a bit worried before the race. After the first 10 strokes, though, we knew we had it.
How about that? If you're betting on football, I'll bet you're tearing your hair out this season. It's so unpredictable. How about today's round? North kicked 12 goals 5 against Norwood in the third quarter. Malcolm Blight kicked 14 goals as Woodville trounced West, and after a fiery start to the Glenelg-Torrens match, Jeff Saru and Adam Garton found themselves reported. The final scores for the day: Glenelg 18-7 defeated Torrens 16-8, North 23-16 to Nord 16-4, Woodville 26-13 defeated West Adelaide 16-17, Centrals 21-21 to Port 16-16, only the second time ever that Centrals have beaten Port at Alberton. Sturt 17-16 defeated South Adelaide 16-10. And it's been a long time since we saw a premiership table like this. The young North Adelaide side in toppling Nord deserves to be at the top. Glenelg is in second spot, but only just, and Centrals will be thrilled with their win over the Magpies, especially at Alberton. And Woodville's in the 5. Essendon had to hold off a determined last quarter challenge by Collingwood to win by 4 points in the VFL match of the day today. The Magpies scored 4 goals 3 to the Dons 2 points in the last term, but they just failed to down last year's premiers. Here are the highlights of that exciting match.
Baker this time off the pack. Now Taylor getting the handball across to Barham.
And it looks pretty good from here.
In the second term, Danaher, another good snap.
Close to goal, steadies. Whitefoot snapshot is close. It's another one, I think. Another goal for the Bombers. Is a chance for
third quarter action, Elshaw.
Down
into the last term, Barham from the boundary line.
Long shot at goal.
And the Woods come back.
Was it a goal? It might be. Yes, a goal.
Taylor, a hand pass over the top to Richardson in the square. They're getting closer.
Beers close to the boundary line.
Beers from the boundary, but it's just a little too late.
It's a goal.
And Essendon 13-8 to Collingwood 12-10 in the end. Carlton 24-17 defeated Geelong, thrashed them 13-11. Melbourne 14-18 to Footscray 12-11. Richmond 15-13 to Fitzroy 12-14. And North Melbourne 16-15 defeated St Kilda 11-6. And the Sydney Swans meet Hawthorn at the Sydney Cricket Ground tomorrow afternoon. This match can be seen live here on 7 at 1:45. Looking at the ladder, Essendon remains the only undefeated team after today's round, and it appears early favourite for the 1985 flag. Footscray and Collingwood are only one match away, and the Swans can move further up the ladder with a win tomorrow. Fitzroy, Geelong and St Kilda look set for a disappointing season. And don't forget the big replay, the big league of 7 after the news for local football. We look at netball results too today. The round 2 of women's A-grade netball. The final scores: Sapphires 44, Oakdale 40, Matrix 52, Garville 37, Tango 56, Sabres 22 and Contacts 45 defeated Southside 35. And in racing, we're going to Morphettville today for a look at the daily double. The first leg, the Heritage and Youth Handicap, drew a big field of 19 runners, but Kamala King outpaced and out-timed them all in a great sprint.
In the straight, though, Kamala King dashed away with a good break over above the Stars Danish Saint. Then Super Saddles. Oriental Ruler struggling now from Total Concept. Tear on late down the outside, but the bird has flown. It's well clear Kamala King. Danish Saint has started to come home like a train when it's all over, but Kamala King untroubled to get home and get home easily. Danish Saint beaten 2.5 to 3, got second just in front of Oriental Ruler.
And Kamala King paid $2.20 for the win, the place 95 cents. Danish Saint $3.40 for second, and Oriental Ruler $1.15 for third. The second leg, the Trust Welter, saw a few potential Adelaide Cup runners put through their paces. One to watch is Little Mapperley Heights, but she wasn't good enough on the day.
On the inside running Mr Derby, Mistulation looking for a way through, and Gambardo lost its position. Lockhurst and Fast Tumble are looking to be going okay, but they can't get through the field. Ocean Cloud the leader, but as they race down to the 200 now, How Brave's after it, and so too on the outside is Steelmont. It's Ocean Cloud on the inside, still a length in front. I reckon he's hanging on, trying hard How Brave, and right down the outside Mapperley Heights is flying when it's all over, but it is all over. Ocean Cloud gets home and wins it by a length and a half to Mapperley Heights, a lovely Adelaide Cup pointer.
And Ocean Cloud paid $3.75 the win, the place $1.15. Mapperley Heights 90 cents for second, and How Brave $1.05 for third. And that, I think, is about it for sport for me today.
I meant to ask you, have you recovered from your ride with Peter Brock yesterday?
I'm still winding down, I can tell you. That was great.
Must have been a buzz.
Oh, wonderful.
Thanks, Anne. Well, it's Saturday night again, and unfortunately, time again for that ugly Australian, the drink driver. But it appears the Japanese might have come up with the ultimate solution to this type of road menace.
The Japanese salary workers' nightlife, the almost compulsory after-hours drinking with co-workers, is rather well known. And for those who've drunk till late at night and have missed the last train home, there's not much choice. Either take a taxi, which can be an expensive proposition since many workers live far from the center of town, or stay in a hotel, which can cost over $40. To meet the needs of someone who needs a cheaper alternative, capsule hotels appeared in Tokyo. The first in 1979, over 80 scattered throughout Japan today. Capsule hotels, true to the name, are equipped with sleeping capsules made of fiberglass reinforced plastic. They're compact, about 3 feet wide and 7 feet long. The sleeping units are equipped with clean sheets, pillows, Japanese pajamas, radio, television, alarm clock, telephone, and a locker for clothes and valuables. There are rest